Hey guys, and welcome. Today's video, I wanted to detail a couple of the best ways you guys can rank up faster in Battlefield 2042, with it being out tonight, of course, for the general public, people that have bought the normal edition of the game. It can be a bit of a painstaking task sometimes to rank up in this game, so I wanted to give you guys a couple of tips on the ways that I found that really help me rank up a lot, and things you should avoid when first jumping on the game if all you want to do is rank up as high as possible. Now, at the start of the video, I'm going to detail a couple of different ways that you can do this from lower levels, and then once we've covered that, going into it a little bit more, I'll go into some ways that you can rank up faster, and this is actually a lot faster when you're a bit of a higher rank as well. So again, just to cover both of those angles too. But of course, guys, if you are brand new around here and you are fresh to the channel, then dropping a like on today's video would be much appreciated from my part, and also subscribing as well if you are brand new to stay up to date with all the latest and greatest Battlefield information, and of course just gaming in general. We'll be covering a lot of that on the channel. So guys, without further ado, let's get straight into it. Okay, so to start with, when I first jumped onto the game, the first thing I jumped straight into was Hazard Zone. Now, is that the best thing to do? Probably not, and the reason for that is that if you are just trying to solely rank up as quickly as possible, then you have got to really be in a team of 4 to be successful in Hazard Zone. The same with Portal. Portal, at the start of the game, was a really good way to rank up because there was an exploit in the game which allows you to use bots as normal players, and if you were to go into a lobby with loads of bots, I think like 64 bots all on 1 HP, you can get loads of kills, you'll get a lot of XP at that time. However, that's now been patched, and also Hazard Zone, if you're not with a squad of 4, is pretty pointless to play in general. All-out warfare is really the only mode that you should really look at playing, and to be honest, I would stick to Breakthrough on all-out warfare. Again, Breakthrough is my preferred one, but other people may prefer Conquest. It is really down to your preference, but for me, I found Breakthrough to be the most effective mode for ranking up as quickly as possible. I found Conquest to be a little bit too big in this game, and you can kind of find that sometimes you are just sort of running around and not really finding anyone, and your team can capture one objective and then the enemy completely flip to the other side of the map and then capture that, so you've got to run all the way back over there or try and find a way, and you can just be running around a lot. Whereas Breakthrough, the action is completely constant, it's fairly close quarters, and you're going to be able to get a lot of kills along with a lot of assists and things like that, which will go towards your overall XP. Now, in Breakthrough, the best thing you can do as well to start off with is, of course, obviously the things that will get you XP. You'll get obviously XP for kills, vehicle kills, capturing objectives. You'll also get XP for assists and different things like that. Also the use of different equipment and stuff along those lines that you can use, and we'll go into that in a little bit more detail shortly. But for me, the best thing you guys can do is make sure you're picking the right specialist, and of course trying to go for as many kills and assists and things as possible. Now, you've got to play objective really to get the most out of this method, because again, obviously objective play, you get a lot of XP per capturing objectives and defending objectives and things like that. So if on Breakthrough you are attacking, so again you're trying to capture the objectives, make sure you're at the forefront of that and make sure you're trying to capture those objectives as much as possible. A lot of the time it's not always a feasible thing to do, because this mode is an absolute clusterfuck of a mode. Like, people are constantly coming at you with LMG, sniper rifles, helicopters, different vehicles, stuff like that. So it isn't always the easiest thing in the world to be able to just capture and move on to the next one. It will take a bit of fighting. So the best suggestion I can give you is try your best to stick with your team at this time. Try to make sure you're always on one of these objectives at any given time, and if you're defending the objective or if you're attacking the objective and you're killing people off it, it gives you extra XP because you're defending or you're being offensive on this objective. And of course then on top of that, you get XP for capturing the objective or defending the objective. So again, it works in both ways. Throughout this entire experience, I would make sure you're using the right specialist, and that specialist for me is Casper. Now, why would we use Casper over any of the other ones on there again? Now, the reason why I would use Casper is because of the OVP Recon Drone. Now, the OVP Recon Drone, you can literally put out there and you can scan people. Per scan, bearing in mind, it's 5 XP. Doesn't seem like a lot at the time, but the amount of different people that play this mode, it mounts up. It really does mount up. And if you're scanning like 50 to 100 people in the first 15 to 20 seconds, because it is full on, everyone is rushing to these points and you can see them all over, as you can see in the gameplay in the background, you get a lot of XP for this. And not only that, if you scan someone and your teammate then goes on and kills that person, you get 50 XP for the assist. So if you're scanning 25 people and 10 of those have been killed, it's an absolute no-brainer, and you get the assists for all 10 of those. So it's an absolute no-brainer, and it does help a lot with giving you that additional XP at the end of the game. And it's not only that as well. When you have ranked up a little bit more, as you can see on screen right now, when you've ranked up, you get a throwable called the proximity sensor. Now, the proximity sensor you can throw into a crowded area or on breakthrough, like you can see in the background of me. I will throw it into an area where the enemies are coming across, or a very high traffic area, and it will just ping. It will just ping, ping, and ping. Basically the Recon Drone, but it just does it itself. And again, similar thing. If a teammate kills an enemy that's been pinged, you get 50 XP for it. It's just that simple. I literally am getting XP for not doing a thing at this point. It's ridiculous. And of course, at the same time, if I'm throwing it and pinging it and I'm getting kills as well with it, yeah, it's an absolute no-brainer, and it's really, really useful to use as well. And yeah, they're the main points that I would recommend doing at the start. So of course, if you're not a high enough level in order to get the proximity sensor, the Recon Drone is the best thing. And of course, it's not only that as well. You've got to consistently be doing this throughout the entire game, because when doing this, you get ribbons. You get loads and loads of ribbons in the game for helping out, getting assists, for scanning enemies, for things along those lines. You get so many ribbons for this as well. And if this is something that you're consistently doing in the game, you get ribbon 1, ribbon 2, ribbon 3. That gives you a lot of additional XP at the end of the game. And of course, the ribbons on top of that for getting kills, I believe if you get 10 kills, 20 kills, and 30 kills, that's ribbon 1, 2, and 3. You then, of course, get a lot of additional XP for that too. And again, you don't even have to be using an AR rushing in with this. You could be using a sniper, sitting back, watching all the assists and watching all of the scan XP coming in, and then, of course, just picking people off from a distance. It's, again, entirely up to you what you want to do with that. But for me, that is the 100% the best way of doing it. And All-Out Warfare is 100% the best mode for doing that as well. Again, as I mentioned, with Portal, there is a problem at the moment with XP and it not really being as good as what it potentially should be, or as good as what it is in All-Out Warfare. I think in All-Out Warfare, you're probably averaging between 15 to 25,000 XP per game. And not to mention, when you first jump onto the game and you have your first game of the day, I think every 24 hours you get a 10,000 XP bonus just for playing the game. So it's like a login bonus in all effect, really. So again, that's also going to really help as well. So if you wanted to get the most out of your first ever game on Battlefield 2042, make sure you're playing All-Out Warfare, make sure you're playing Breakthrough, and make sure you're using Casper with the Recon Drone and scanning as many people as possible. And then the assists and the ribbons and things will roll in on top of that. And then of course you get your 10,000 XP bonus at the end of that as well. So you could come out with it with like 30 to 50,000 XP if you're really doing well and you're getting a lot of kills alongside that as well. But guys, they're all the tips for this video. I hope that they have been helpful, and I hope that they do go on and help you rank up that a little bit faster as well. Again, when we're ranked up a little bit further, and again, I'll probably do an updated video with this and how to rank up faster when you're a higher level. I'm currently level 26, so I'm still trying to get my bearings as well on this game. But for me, those are the best methods that I've found. And to be honest, I've ranked up very, very fast in this game compared to previous games, knowing all of these tips as well. But guys, hope you have enjoyed today's video. Drop a like if you have, and let me know down below in the comments what you think of Battlefield and your experiences so far. Again, make sure you subscribe to the channel, because we don't always do tutorials. We also do gaming daily as well, which is where we go over everything gaming that goes on in the day. But guys, hope you have enjoyed. Drop a like if you have. We'll see you all in the next.